Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at NVDA, AMD, and Tesla. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, if you're looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Best in the business, been using these guys for years. If you're an active trader looking for a new broker, check out CobraTrading.com. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's get into NVIDIA daily chart. We did have 7 million on the day. It was up 0.69 cents and 0.35% green. We are still into the 20 MA. We've talked about that, and the inside bar at 201. This bar here with the volume, just like the rest of them, inside bar chopping around, did make a higher low here, so that's pretty good, but we're still below the trend lines, still below this channel where it was chopping around for a long time, for a couple months, since back here in what was it, in May. So we'll see if it continues to just consolidate down here in the lower part of the trend line and below the 50 and the 20 MA. So it's in a little bit of a weak stance today. Yeah, closed right on top of the 20. So let's keep watching this one. And remember, if we get above this inside bar at 200, then expect it to get above the 50. And we're probably looking for a gap up. Let's see if we get some news on this one. Gap it up maybe into this lower trend line here and try to blast through and get this thing going once again. It's NVIDIA, guys, stock of the year, you know. So, but right now, still in a little bit weaker, in a slightly bearish stance below the MAs. Still bullish because it's above the 200, but not as bullish. So, and it's inside bar. This is a bearish pattern inside another inside bar. So you have a couple of things, gap fill. The high here at 210.19 if this thing continues higher. So you have some resistance now and you have support down here as well. So let's see what kind of a pattern it keeps going. Again, it's making the higher lows. And let's see if it continues to do that. I will stick this trend line in here too. This will be important as well. That'll be another one to watch if that comes down as well. This is 618 and the 750 with this low pivot here right around the 180.97. But again, my targets on a lot of these stocks are going to be the 200 MA on the daily and then the 200 MA on the weekly. If they go down, well, not the weekly here. Actually, I should say the 50 MA on the weekly, which is around 150. You have a big gap fill here at 146.45. So still okay, still above the MA. So don't get ahead of me here, guys. And let's see if this retraces. If it retraces back up here, I will be writing calls again on this one and trying to play the decay. I would like to see it go up to the 225 or this upper trend line. If it does make it there, that's where I'll be making another trade on this one. But right now, we'll just stick with our short and just hold on, and let's see if this thing can come in a little bit further. Let's go to the monthly. Monthly, same thing, high flyer. 118 would be the target right now if it started coming in, so keep an eye on that. Wherever the 20 MA is, that's what we're watching for on NVIDIA when this starts to fall. So we'll keep an eye on that. Still high flying here, you know, just like Boeing, just like the rest of them, guys. High flying. Eventually, they will be in this area. These take time. They're monthly charts. We're fighting the Fed, trillions of dollars being pumped in, bond buying, all that good stuff. That's all coming to an end. So NVIDIA, that's what we got. Let's stick with the daily chart below the MAs. Let's see what it gives us on the weekly close on Friday. Let's see what it gives us tomorrow if we stay below the 50 and the 20 MA. Watch for the gap up. I think that's the only way they're going to get above this thing. They'll get the gap up and then try to get it. I mean, they'd have to have a huge gap up, but they can manage a couple dollar one to get it above the 50 MA. So keep an eye on that for NVIDIA. AMD. All right, so we're back above the inside bar here, the red bar here. We talked about that. It got above, it gapped pretty much on top of this line and kept it going. They closed it above there to show everybody, hey, this thing's bullish. We got back above the 20 MA, but we kind of stalled out up here around the $11 mark, even number. And you had the 250 up here too as well, holding this thing back a little bit. And we're coming off this high pivot here with the, well, let me adjust that a little bit more. Yeah, we'll come off of this high pivot right there. So yeah, we're right into the 250 retrace. So Bulls, again, you got to try to go for this one here, the 50 MA, and then this little bit of consolidation will be resistance with the 382 retrace. So that's what we're looking for to get into this area and get above that, and then possibly higher prices. Now the bull or the bears, you want to stay inside this bar. It got above it and closed, but it's like I want to see more of an effort on more volume to get a little more follow through. Or we're going to wait for pattern here. So let's see if we could go 5, 6, 7 days of sideways, maybe into the new year, and then the pop. Or, does it just come right back in? And if it comes right back in, then it's retesting the 20 MA, which is support. Then you have a gap window with a gap fill that has support as well. So good support, good resistance. Let's see what pattern it gives us in the next couple days to see if this thing's going to move up or down. But right now, it's okay. If you bought it down here, just tighten that stop. You don't want this thing to come right back down, blast through 770 or 972, and the next thing you know, it's an $8 stock. So be careful with this one. I have no position, so I could carry the way with AMD. I really want to go long down in here. I don't know if it's going to make $6, but right now we have an inside bar, a little bit of a bearish pattern. You're below the 50 MA and the 20 MA on the weekly, so a little bit bigger time frame. We had 31 million shares traded on today. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It was only up 3 cents. So let's see what it gives us here. Weekly close, it's got to close above like the 188 area, 187 area, and then we have to wait for pattern. But I mean, it's retracing, and lately you get this, and then you get the retrace right back to the highs. I don't know if we'll get that, but right now we'll just see if it gives us a pattern and then up, or maybe it reverses and comes right back down. Again, there's not enough on the charts for me to really say, this thing could go up or down. But so far, so good with this, as long as it holds this area or holds the 10. I'm going to say 1083 and then the 50 MA around 1057. It gets below 1057 in this gap window, then look out. It could come right back down, and then retest the lows, and then we wait for another pattern. So it's pretty repetitive in this industry, guys. Looking for patterns, looking for good setups, but this is in a lower range too, coming off a high. So watch out for that with AMD. Again, if it gets below the 972, I think we're going to retest the 943 and then come down here in the $9, then the 850 area here, and that you might have a little gap to fill. If not, you have this low pivot with this high pivot where it came in and then busted out. So you have support here from this high pivot, and you have support here from this little pivot here before it blasted off. So keep an eye on that. And right now it's really just going up. So if you capture this, just tighten that stop. You got $1. That's a 10% move. For me, I'd be done with this trade and over. But a lot of people think it, maybe another $1 or $2. If it does that, then definitely tighten the stops, guys. Just protect the trade, for this is a great trading vehicle. A little bit erratic with news and stuff like that. But if you could catch this up move, and then it comes into this trend line and this big breakdown, this is the area where we're going to be looking to short around 1437. So keep an eye on that one with AMD. Right now, nothing to do, but if you're long, just tighten those stops. If you're short, just hold on. If we start getting back above 12, then you got to think about if you want to cover it. But I think eventually we're going to come right back down if we do retrace, and then along with the markets too. All right, let's get into our favorite, Tesla. Tesla was down $2 today, nothing crazy. But let's get into the daily chart. So looking at the daily, we're holding the 50 MA, the 200 MA, which is the red one, and the 20 MA, which is the yellow line here. So we're holding all the MAs. We did come back, and what we do, we filled the gap today. The gap was, what was it, on 1211, and held with the 200 MA. You have the 50 retrace as well. Good support in this area. That's why you got the bounce. So we're watching to see if we can hold this MAs. And now we're looking for pattern or a retrace. If you're bearish, you want this thing just to hold and then chop around down in here, holding the MAs, and then maybe going for a week or so, maybe a little longer to build up some pressure, and then possibly downside. A lot of times with these stocks, though, you're still above the MAs, and if it's chopping around, this could just be a real weak, choppy, bullish pattern above the MAs, and then watch for volume. You get some volume, you get a nice little push on one day, then possibly look for some more follow through up to the 361 area, stuff like that. News drove this one up, news drove this one down. So, you get into good news, expect some upside. You get some okay news, maybe just a chop. If you get some bad news, which I don't know what that could be, maybe another fire or something like that. Remember, we haven't had a fire in a while, just like Chipotle today with another, person getting sick too. So Unbelievable stuff there. So right now, though, Tesla guys holding the MAs, okay position. Let's go to the weekly chart. Weekly chart, though, we talked about this downsloping or upsloping trend line. Hit it. 20 MA came right back in. I told everyone last week I want to see what the weekly close-in is on Friday before this one could possibly go higher. Everyone was getting really excited here and pretty much hit a brick wall, came right back in. If we close below the 20 and below this trend line, it's okay. If we come back down here and close down here and golf this whole candle, then you're going to be in trouble. This one's heading for lower prices. Oh, I'm dreaming of this long right here, guys. Probably start adding here, maybe add, if it comes down, you never know. Again, this is another one just flying. So, but nice pullback so far on the weekly. We still have 2 days left, so it could damn well close above the 20 MA, no problem. But let's keep an eye on this one Thursday, Friday, see whether it's closed, and then we'll do a weekend update on this, and we'll try to figure out where this beast is going. It's Tesla, guys. And then the day or the monthly, we're almost there. It was a little bit stretched from 20 MA. I mean, 20 MA is at 273.69, and this thing that's still $50 away, $60 away. So this thing could have one more leg down to here, fill this gap, and then maybe bounce. But I still like it down in this one, down in this 240, 242 area. Man, that's a great area if it got there, guys. So anyway, so we'll be watching it, and it depends how it comes down. If it just flies down to it, then we'll probably be looking lower. But again, if you're bullish, you got to get going here again. You got to get this thing back up, and they tried it on this move here. We went back into this trend. That's that upsloping trend line. See how we hit it on the monthly, and we came right back in. Got to get up over this bar at 331.98 too on a monthly close, which would help the bullish case as well. So let's keep an eye on this one too. Going into Friday's close, we'll do another video on this one. Come maybe Saturday, Sunday, we'll see. A lot of stuff's going on with me with the holidays, so I'm trying to squeeze this stuff in. I usually take this month real light in December, so we'll be getting at it come the new year again. Be making videos, and we have a couple things coming up with what I want to do, guys. So stick with it, and gosh, let's have some fun, and let's try to make some money in these markets. Again, guys, please like my videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel just down in here in this right-hand corner. And hopefully I'm helping some traders out there with a little bit of technical analysis here. And if you have any questions or comments, send me an email at stockbookie@gmail.com, and we'll take it from there, guys. Again, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.